This week on the Spotlight, we talk to a guy who could still play more of a key role. It's Marco Bellinelli. We'll talk to him. And then we have Sox Fest. If you missed Paul Konerko the first time around, he's been banging home runs in spring training. Let's talk to him. This old Cub, we'll talk to him and you'll find out who he is. You might not remember him. And that man I know you remember, he's running for a mayor somewhere. It's Steve McMichael. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. From wherever Chicago sports teams are making news, it's the 25th year of the Sports Spotlight. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. Jack Desmond's Irish Pub has Benkowski Trivia on Wednesday, March 20th at 7:30 p.m. And we'll double that up with a Hawk fan video shoot. If you like the Hawks, wear your clothing and talk. 10339 South Ridgeland. We'll see you on TV. Want to get a haircut from a great hairstylist? Call mine, Rose Murillo, 312-726-2201. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. Demitas Coffee Shop, a great place to go at 1066 West Taylor, right off the UIC campus next to the Italian Ice Shop. Breakfast, lunches, mochas, lattes, cappuccino, tea, baked goods, superb French toast, great chicken salad that I love. They're open Tuesday through Sunday. You got to check out Demitas.
Hi, my name is Rose, and I've been a skilled hairstylist for over 10 years. I specialize in men's haircuts and in corrective color. Come visit me at Salon 203 at 203 North LaSalle, 312-726-2201. And while you're at it, come in and get a shoe shine and a shave. It's a great place where a man can be a man.
Sam & Sons Jewelers. They have custom-made jewelry, and they buy, sell, trade, and repair the jewelry you have. Certified loose diamonds and gemstones, easy to reach at 10640 South Cicero. Sam & Sons Jewelers, they do great things at 10640 South Cicero. Ignat's Ristorante in the Italian neighborhood at 2421 South Oakley has chicken Vesuvio and cacciatore, steak Isabella, veal parmesan, and they're featured on Chicago's Best Time Out, Chicago, 190 North, Chicago Magazine, Ignat's Ristorante, and my trivia there too. We're back on the Spotlight and we're talking Bulls, and the music and the fanfare are thorough, trying to get the Bulls back on track. They've had a little bit of dip after the All-Star break, and maybe it's the where's Derrick Rose blues, but we'll table that for a while. My guess is still March 25th or his return. But in the meantime, getting some outside shooting established is going to be very important. And for that reason, I think keep an eye out on Marco Bellinelli, a true talented offensive player who might not have the defensive credentials that Coach Tibbs likes, but for a possible instant offense and some timely three-point shooting, watch for him. We watched him warm up, and he was pretty deadly. So let's see if this can carry into a game, and let's see what Marco thinks. He's new to Chicago, you know. A team is always looking to see how they can excel into half-court offense, and I was watching you make shots from every imaginable place. It seems like you look very ready to continue your long-range shooting skills.
Yeah, I think in the last couple of games I didn't shoot really well. I mean, some easy shots for three-point, so I just try to be ready every time, work on my shot every day, we run, and try to be better, So tonight we're going to have a good game, an important game for us because we play against Brooklyn, so we're going to try to be aggressive start of the game.
Now, I believe you just look at the standings, you have a realistic chance to have the home advantage in the first round of the playoffs, and this would seem to be a goal of your team.
I mean, we don't know right now. I mean, we're gonna play like game by game, you know. Like we got like I think like 25 more games, you know. So we're gonna try to win everything, you know, play aggressive, and end of the regular season we're gonna see how we're gonna see. I mean,
from the time when you were playing against the Bulls to now being one of the Bulls, how does it compare? What is this the way you imagined the team would be?
Yes, I mean, like this is an aggressive team, you know. Like we play hard every time. I love the defense. I love my teammate. You know, I love the assistant coach. You know, so you can feel here that you know, like we want to win. You know, so we want to do something big. You know, so it's one thing that I'm 26 right now. So I wanna win. Everybody in this team want to win. You know, so we are a young team, but we are like focused on our job, and we want to win for us and for the best fans to maybe in the NBA.
You've played in different parts of the world, so you've seen some different things. What are your impressions of Chicago, and what kind of places do you like to go to?
I mean, Chicago is a great city. I really love Chicago. I play in San Francisco, Toronto, I play in New Orleans, and now in Chicago. You know, I really love this city. A lot of nice places, Italian place, you know, so I usually go to RPM restaurant. It's like an Italian restaurant, you know, so it's pretty good. And we can have fun in the city, you know, so we want to play good, we want to win and have fun.
There's a couple of different Italian neighborhoods that I know of. I'm wondering if you have tried them. There's one on Taylor Street, not too far from the United Center. You know the Taylor Street Italian neighborhood?
Not really. I mean, I know there is a lot of Italian place, but we don't have a lot of time. I mean, we practice a lot. We're on the road a lot of time, you know, so it's tough for me to go out and find an Italian place. But, you know, when I got this chance, I go.
Well, before I finish today, I will give you a list of some recommended places to go that are fine sponsors of my program.
Thank you.
To wrap up, Coach Tibbs is known for his pushing on the defensive end. How do you relate to this, and how do you feel you perform on the defensive end?
I mean, I try to do my best, you know. I know that when I signed for Chicago this summer, I will come like in a defensive team first, and in a team that you want to win and you want to do something big, you know. So the start of the season, I was a little bit confused, you know, about help this team to play in offense and defense, you know. But like after a couple of weeks or something like that, you know, I think my defense is pretty good. I think the most important thing is to go on the court, like play hard, play 100%, and I think everything's going to be good. I mean, like the first thing I think is like confidence in yourself, confidence about teammate, coaching staff, about everything, you know. So you can go on the court and just play hard.
Do you think Derrick Rose will come back this year?
I hope so. I mean, we don't know, but we'll see.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. That's a man who could be very important as this season winds down and in the playoffs, because one of the things that has been lacking for this Bulls club in an almost painful manner this year has been the long-range shooting. And this guy, and you saw a little bit of it in our clips, but this guy can fill it up when he's hot. And so if I'm Coach Tibbs, I try to get him maybe a little more PT, because he could be muy importante. You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. You've got to get to Kelly's Tavern. You'll have a good time. I'm cracking up thinking about it. Benkowski Trivia, 44th and Wallace, Friday, February 15th, and again, Friday, March 1st at 8 p.m. Come out and play. Bring your friends. It's fun. Kelly's Tavern, 44th and Wallace. See you over there. McKell's Inn, where good friends meet for a cool one. 3259 West 111th Street, just west of Kedzie. Tuesdays and Thursdays, they have $1.50 domestic bottles, $4 Guinness every day. Great people, great staff, and trivia switches to Monday nights starting January 14th. You don't want to miss that. At McKell's Inn, 3259 West 111th Street in Mount Greenwood. Bring your car to Quick Stop Muffler and Brake at 95th and Pulaski, and they'll fix it right. They also do shocks and struts, free estimates. Call them at 708-423-3700. They're very thorough in their work, and they have very competitive pricing. Quick Stop Muffler and Brake, 95th and Pulaski. Amelia's Bar and Grill at 46th and Halsted. Open for lunch and dinner daily. Private parties and catering. A unique mixture of fine dining and Mexican specialties, headed up by Chef Eusebio Garcia. Hurry over to Amelia's Bar and Grill. Great food at 46th and Halsted. We're back on the spotlight, and even though it's a couple of weeks yet till the White Sox start play, you're watching them warm up at their park. I was in Arizona over the weekend, and just a couple of observations for you Sox fans and things to be hopeful about, and then maybe something else. Chris Sale looked excellent in a 5-inning stint on Monday down in Arizona, and I think he'll be fine, and I think he'll go 200 innings plus this year. We know, as we've heard him say on this show, that he's more nutrition-oriented and should be gaining weight into the season and strength. A full year of proper regimen. And continuing with different thoughts about players that I saw, a guy who may end up seeing some Major League action before the year is over, Jared Mitchell, an outfielder with left-handed power. I saw him reach base, steal a base, make a couple of fine catches in the outfield, talk to him in Arizona, and he was just glad to be there to showcase his skills, and probably looking forward to playing some at Charlotte, getting some at-bats, seeing if he could make the Major League club, maybe as a September call-up. Also had some impressions of some pretty good play by some of the reserves, like Angel Sanchez and a couple other speedy reserve players that you'll be able to look for. I'll talk to you about them when I see you at my trivia sites. But I certainly enjoyed the Arizona time. Hopefully the weather will clear up for April 1st. We're at Sox Fest 2013, and boy, we've been doing this for a while. What does it feel like to be the only remaining member of the 2005 World Series champions?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, not something I think about a lot, but I think most World Series teams, I think if you look at the life cycle of it, probably 6-8 years after they win, it's probably the same story, because I think most teams that win, have an older group of guys, and it's just the nature of the game. Things kind of get cycled in and cycled out, and here we are. But who knows? Maybe we can get another one before I leave and start a new trend.
Well, that's good thinking. I talked to some of your teammates, mostly pitchers, about conditioning, and they were very consistent with the modern ball player spends almost the whole offseason conditioning. You come to camp ready to go, and that's one of the reasons people can play longer these days. You and Matt strike me as a couple of guys who, and he said himself, if he's 45 and he still can play, he would. How late do you think you would play?
Oh, I have no idea. I think what you want to do is put yourself in a position where you can play if you would like to, but as far as wanting to, and that's something I can't answer now. I know that I want to play this upcoming year. That's a different answer for everybody. Some guys have that attitude that say, hey, as long as someone's going to offer me a job, I'm going to play as long as I can. Everybody's got a different attitude and that kind of stuff. But like I said, conditioning and putting yourself in a position to be available to play, and so you can go out and do well in the field, so teams want you, so people want you to come play for them. That's the most you can do. And if your thoughts change, or what goes on with your family, or your life changes to where you feel like, okay, I can still do this, but I no longer want to, that's fine too. But I think the main thing is you try to put yourself in that position where you have that choice.
Well, in your case, a lot of players, I don't know, they say they peak 28-30, and you're still putting up your better numbers, and I believe you'll play at 37 this year. Mm-hmm. So, there's really no reason to think too far ahead. Just keep playing well while you're playing well, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, you just take it as it comes. I mean, I think that at this point, all you try to do is just take this season for what it is, and that's really all you ever should do, even in your 20s or whatever. But I think, as you get older, you really try to break it down even simpler and just, look at spring training and say, hey, I'm going to go and just try to get through and do well and move on to April and May to June and so on. You don't get ahead of yourself, and that's all you can really do as far as, doing well, later or younger. I think it's different for every player, but, the main thing is just, like I said, your choice on whether you'd want to play, it could always change. There's some guys, I know guys that retired that were still very capable of playing the game, but their needs and their lifestyle off the field changed, their priorities changed, and you have to respect that, and some guys have other, they're going to play as long as they can, as long as they're getting offered jobs to play. It just depends on what kind of guy you are.
I know that in looking at your numbers, on-base percentage while still hitting for power, is the thing that impresses me the most. That you can still be selective and still drive the ball. Sometimes those two are at conflict, and your strikeout numbers are relatively low for your power numbers. This must be a great feeling for you to be at that consistent point.
Well, I think that's the object. It doesn't always work out that way, but yeah, I think I take pride in the fact that sometimes as a hitter you have to shift gears up there, and there's times where you can't strike out. You don't want to strike out because of the situation, and I've always felt that I can do that too if I need to go that route where I can put the ball in play, kind of change the way I'm hitting. There's other times that call for, hey, just air it out here and you can strike out, but you got to let it go here, and it's a good situation to try to drive a ball, hit a home run, but that also brings strikeouts into play. But I think the ability to recognize those situations as they come and kind of go back and forth. I think that's, for me, is I've always tried to be like that as opposed to just, one gear all the time, one way or the other. I think that, it's tougher to pitch to when you have those different traits, if they don't know what you're doing up there as far as you're trying to get big or small, or, you might get pitched differently. They don't know how to pitch it. So, but that's just...
With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Little Frank's Pizzeria and Bar. Thursday, $1.50 Miller Old Style. And of course, my trivia games alternate Thursdays, the next one on March 14th. They have $12 large pizza and pitcher all day, every day? Easy to reach at 79th and Narragansett. Check out Little Frank's. You'll be glad you did. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. At the Office Sports Bar and Grill, 4901 Cal Sag Road in Crestwood. It's near 132nd and Cicero. 15 appetizers, flatbreads, burgers, wraps, paninis, 20 sandwiches, soups, salads. It's all at the Office. 4901 Cal Sag Road.
We're talking about the marketing end of the National Football League, and we're here with Steve McMichael and Jim McMahon selling that earring. What product line would be the most likely thing for you to come out
I
with?
don't know, maybe I ought to go with Steve McMichael belt buckles. What do you think?
That could work.
Yeah.
Have a little pistol in there.
Oh, knife.
Oh, okay. Bowie knife.
No, switchblade.
Okay.
You want to see mine?
Sure.
No.
Yes. Yes, I do.
No.
Well, why'd you ask?
I can get picked up for that.
Now, they don't know where to find you. Well, they will, because they just saw the big
You
Leo
kidding me?
sign.
People find me in my house. The cops can't find me.
You were telling me that you've had an occasion or two where some fans kind of moseyed up to your house.
Oh my God! I led you into that one beautiful, didn't I?
Well, that's the way you are.
Oh my, yeah. I don't mind finding out my phone number because I can change that. But when they find out the address, it's a killer. I had this one guy come up, thought I was a doctor or something. He was asking me about steroids. He was taking steroids and he was having heart pains. And he wanted my opinion on it.
Well, what?
I said, when you take them, does it hurt? And he said, yeah. I said, well, quit taking them.
How would he expect you to know about that?
I don't have the slightest idea.
Well, you do have a reputation as a weightlifter.
Yeah, well.
You and...
I'm big enough I don't need to get any fatter and taking steroids.
I'll put some weight on you, huh?
Yeah.
How long have you been weightlifting? Since you were 12?
Well, I started free weightlifting when I was a sophomore in college. But I was doing Nautilus and things like that back in high school.
And it paid off?
Well, I'm one of the shorter, smaller guys playing defensive line around the league, and it helps to be strong, yeah.
Well, speaking of, I don't want to say shorter, smaller guys, but maybe a little bit shorter than your average middle linebacker, Mike Singletary.
He's a midget for...
And he still gets the job done.
Oh, yeah. Who wasn't playing behind us, huh?
Well, that's an interesting bit of development there.
Put a helmet on, we'll make you a star.
Okay. Mike addressed you and other questions when we talked to him. We talked to Mike Singletary about a variety of subjects after the victory over the Lions, and, well, here's that interview.
I feel that, we were trying to achieve some things without doing some other things with the five-man rush or whatever, but I think we did a good job with what we were trying to accomplish. And, we did a few things different. It's been Richard Dent being over the center and Al Harris coming from one side and me another. And we had some things that worked very effective.
On the other hand, some of those maneuvers and the blitzes worked out quite well. I know Dave Duerson put a lot of heat on a couple of hurries that didn't result in sacks, but certainly messed up the Detroit pattern.
Well, anytime you're playing against, any offensive team, you're not going to sack the guy every time. But what's important is you get pressure on him. And if you can get pressure, that's almost as good as a sack because it messes the timing up and everything else. And that can be very effective.
I eat on the pasta twice just...
Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria at Grand and Racine is the place to go before United Center Pavilion, Bulls, Hawks, Cubs, and Sox too. Dine in or carry out with great family recipes, including homemade pastas, steaks, seafood, a great fun bar area. Meet people. Have a tremendous time. At Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria, Grand and Racine, you'll find a great variety of foods for you to enjoy at Salerno's.
Albo's Sandwich Shop is new. They got good stuff. Open 11 a.m. Monday through Saturday. Italian beef, sausage, meatball, steak sandwiches, parmesan, soups, Italian subs, salads. At 6316 Archer, right around Mobile. Albo's Sandwich Shop. Really good stuff. Swanson's Deli, Beverly Ritz Catering. Homemade soups and salads, fresh sandwiches, eat in or take out. Daily specials for lunch or dinner, and home of the famous cheese ball at 2414 West 103rd Street at Western. You've got to get there, and their catering serves any size. Swanson's Deli, Beverly Ritz Catering, 2414 West 103rd Street at Western in Chicago. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia, Monday, March 18th at 7 p.m. Reggie's, 21st and State, a fun place.
It's about
the Cubs got all-star catcher Damian Miller away from Arizona, and he talks about the key ingredients in being a World Series champion as he was in 01.
We gelled. There wasn't any animosity whatsoever in the clubhouse. And
kind of leave the ego at the door type thing.
Yeah, you do, and you play the game right. You do all the little things. A lot of people didn't really notice that we won the World Series there. We played unbelievable defense, and I think that's going to help win games. If you play good defense, you can win games. There's so many little things that go into winning a championship. It's kind of hard to count them all, but there's more than 25 guys, or more than 9 guys on the team. There's 25 guys to help win.
I think that one of the things that the young Cubs have shown is, maybe a little bit of that camaraderie at times, so there's positive steps there. But, on the other hand, you got a pitching staff that is also going to keep you in games, and that's something that, goes beyond intangibles.
That's the bottom line, is where you start to win is your pitching staff. When you get guys that stay healthy and can go out there and do things well on a consistent basis and keep you in ball games, like you said, and just give your team an opportunity to win. That's where you can win more games and lose games in that situation.
With a couple weeks in camp, what have you learned about the staff or any individuals that you didn't know about, or maybe what you term as a pleasant surprise about being their teammate now? I'm still trying to get the feel yet for them. I've only been here for about 3 weeks, and you're still trying to get a feel for guys as far as the physical stuff that they have, and the hardest part is getting to know the mental edge, getting to know what makes a guy tick on a given day, and that's going to come with time. I've been pleasantly surprised by all of them. They're really all great guys. They all seem to be very coachable. When you tell them something, they look in your eye and they want to learn. And that's where you start. And I got a lot to learn myself, but just from the stuff that I've had success with in the past, when I pass along to these guys, and they're more than willing to listen to me. Well, there's been so much focus on the catching aspect and the pitching aspect, but this is a club that needs to score more runs. And what is Dusty telling you about what he's looking for you in that area, or where you might bat in the order?
Well, basically, I'm not going to go out there and put up Mike Piazza type numbers, and that's not too many guys are in this league, but hopefully I can go out there and just be consistent like I have been in the past. Hit 270, 280 with 15 to 20 homers and driving 50 to 60 runs. I'll be happy with that. One thing I like to do is cut down on my strikeouts a little bit. I'll probably hit 8th this year. 7th or 8th, Dusty kind of told me, and he expects a lot out of his 8-hole hitter, because that can make or break a game as far as if the pitcher's leading off the next inning, or there's a lot of little things that go into that people don't recognize. So he's kind of talked to me about that.
If you could pick one thing that you'd like to see happen with your club in April, would it be better than average Chicago weather, for hitting, or would it be just the pitchers getting into a rhythm where they are able to go 6-7 innings?
Well, that's the tough part about being a catcher. You want to go out there and produce offensively, but my job is to get my pitchers through 6 or 7 innings on a daily basis, and if I can do that, and if our pitchers are staying in there 6 or 7 innings, that's a good thing. That means we're probably winning the ball game, and
that's all the time we have, and we'll see you next week. This week's show has been brought to you by the Lansing Floral Shop. Call for your flowers at 708-474-1212. Huck Finn, a great wide-ranging menu, along with donuts and ice cream. Open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound saddle stitch. Very competitive pricing, 708-396-1010.